and then we started talking, and as we started talking, I was like, do you want to just get down and start stretching? And
I was like, yeah, I love a good stretch.
What she's got going on in life, the people around her.
Yeah, so pretty much your check-in came on to me.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened. I was like, wow, this is a very thorough check-in.
Yeah.
After that conversation, I was like, I need to be so much more nicer to myself right now. And I think I really have been since then.
I'm proud of you.
And even just more on my boundaries, even with people.
Yeah.
I've been like, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, we have to put you first, combo.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been doing that. Oh wow, yeah. After that conversation, I felt very like empowered and like seen and supported and
We'll celebrate you more.
Even cherished. Yeah, exactly. And it was right before my birthday too. I was like, it is my birthday. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. And the only reason I did that is because like I don't give myself credit.
Yeah.
So when I hear someone in their story not giving themselves credit, I'll be like, hey, that's a credit moment. That's like, hey, it's okay. And like, you know, because yoga, she's doing amazing in the yoga as we're talking. So I'm even complimenting the yoga. And she's like, oh, you know, I've been working on that for so long. And I was like, oh, you just been working that you haven't just been able to like just enjoy the results unless like someone tells you. And as we all know, when we do this work, it's very hard to like critique ourselves positively because like we don't get the results from critiquing ourselves positively. Right. We get the results from like, hey, how much do I need to put on myself because no one else is going to do this?
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Doing versus being.
Yeah. And now she's being right now. It's okay. Take your time.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
No, I mean, yeah, you can hug.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Ooh, that was a good one. That's so hilarious.
That's a great shirt, by the way. The design on the back.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I procured it from somewhere I don't recall.
You did what you had to do. Probably the band store or something.
No, actually, it was like a lost and found situation. I was like, they ain't coming back with us.
Word? That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, you're not even from the DMV.
Shopping in the lost and found is crazy.
Hey, find a lot of good stuff in the big
It's lost
okay?
and found. Found.
That's it. That's what matters.
It has to be found.
Yeah, it obviously was found by the right person.
Right.
Here today.
Here today, loved on, cared for.
That's it.
Yeah. Usually exclusive.
Yeah.
At all.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Mental Health Monday. Here with Féla. What's good, Féla?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, Féla.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So.
All right, tell the people who you are, what it is that you do. Yep. Yeah, there you go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Felicia. You can also call me Féla. I am your friendly neighborhood yoga therapist. A yoga therapist is someone who sees you inside and out and takes care of you to increase quality of life. That's a short way of saying it. It gets really detailed and scientific, but we'll learn more about that later today. Yeah, my whole thing is yoga is catalyst for healing, and it's such a beautiful way to help us see and feel the world around us and within us. A lot of times we see the world, we're a part of the world, we're on our autopilots, but like yoga and yoga therapy help us pause, slow down, be able to touch and enjoy the tangibleness of life, and that's why I love it so much. Building that self-awareness, that self-trust allows us to be free, liberated, but also allows us to explore what we do and don't like in a way that we never get to talk about or discuss or express. And so, yeah, I'm excited to be here today.
Let's give it up for Féla.
Welcome. Pull up, gang.
I'm cracking up.
All right, tell me about anxiety. What's going on?
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I don't feel anxious at all today. I'm feeling quite relaxed and great. I'm looking.
Yeah, if you have something to say.
No, it's perfect.
Here, and just look.
Oh wow.
You see that?
Wait, let me fix my boobs.
You give it.
We got a 4-camera setup. That's yours. That's mine. That's his.
Yep.
Wow.
That's ours.
Hours.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get some singing outbursts sometimes here and there. Just so you know. Oh my goodness, this is so hilarious.
Yeah.
I came in preparedly unprepared because I already knew. Like I read over the questions, but also I'm just a girl. It's Tuesday. Yesterday was kind of drunk, kind of lit. If it's so, because my birthday was last week, and so. But yeah, but anxiety today. I'm not really feeling very anxious. I've done some reflection and some journaling, but also just being honest with myself. or not even that, just accepting myself, because I feel like sometimes my anxiety comes from being hard on myself in my mind. When it's like, that's not my voice. Literally no one, I've excavated people around me who are hard on me, so it's like, there's no one around me now who's hard on me, so let me stop, let me not do it either. And with that in mind, I'm like, I'm accepting myself more. I was like, even this morning when I overslept, or when I do things like too fast, I'm just like, I'm just a person, be more accepting, more kind to myself. When I do get anxious, it really just feels like I'm not slowing down for myself enough, taking my time for myself, or thinking, I said the other day, I was like, I'm thinking for no reason, and that's what overthinking is, think for no reason. I was like, I got bars. But I was like, I really was thinking for no reason, from just like, about things I don't have control over, just things I want to like overthink, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, and then so I've also just been in the place of like focusing on how it's shifting my mind from one place to another, and I love doing that. I use a lot of yoga techniques and like this whole breath work, things like that, and just like speaking to myself differently. But yeah, can you ask more specific questions?
So yeah, I mean, this is something that I've recently started to work on for myself. Is I've identified that self-worth. Self-worth is at the basis of the critical, harsh self-talk that we give ourselves. Mine comes from feeling unworthy if I make a mistake. Also feeling unworthy if I'm abandoned. And so that makes me strive to be perfect in all things.
Yeah. Because
of the anxiety that comes with being abandoned, or, losing out.
Yeah.
What's the source of your...
I feel like the source for my anxiety.
Yeah. Or self-worth issue. I don't know.
I think so. I have definitely been cultivating my self-worth a lot more, and in yoga therapy and yoga we call it self-concept, or sense of self rather. But I've definitely been like cultivating and pouring into and just like re-examining and redefining what my self-worth looks and feels like lately. And I think that I have noticed in my patterns that my anxiety stems from people pleasing or overextending myself. I'm a very nurturing, caring person in the work that I do, just in general also. And so it's just like when not that I know everything, but I'm very like observant, I'm very mindful, I can be very like, I can see how things are moving around, so I'm able to communicate what could happen, what can support you, what can help you, things like that. And so like when there's friction with that, that makes me anxious, and it makes me overthink that I'm wrong. And then so it's like, I guess when it's tying it to self-worth, I get anxious when I have to question myself. Yeah, because I know myself quite well. I've done a lot of work to know myself and trust myself, and so it's like when I'm saying things that I can be supportive and there's like no conversation or even just like hearing it out, I'm just like, but I'm not just saying this for me. I don't have to say it, you know what I mean? But then also tying into being a people pleaser, I'm just like, I want everything to be okay. I want everyone to feel nice. I want everyone to be full supported and taken care of. But then I'm learning now that like two things can be true at once, where I don't have to be overextending myself and still be caring and kind to people. So yeah.
Trusting yourself.
Yeah, always big trust self. Me and self, trust, be tight. Even on days when I'm feeling so crazy and so confused and so whatever, I'm just like, at the end of the day, I know I can always come back to me. And to the point, and I feel like it's definitely borderline hyper independence. Yes, the whole part from like trauma experiences and just like being a person in the society, having like handle things. But I think that I trust myself to like, even though I don't know a lot of stuff, I know a lot. I know a lot. But the things that I don't know, I'm like, someone's gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, I know that I've done what I wanted to do and can do. And so that helps me be like, okay, I've done things before, I can do other things. But also, I don't know, just like being able to like, this means feel yourself. Okay. I was like, what am I trying to say? But feel like you can just, when you just are able to like connect with yourself and feel yourself to the point where like, okay, you've been in a space where you feel like your most absolute amazing self, and you've been in a space where you just feel like, okay, I'm figuring this. You like when you're able to like really notice what that looks like and feels like for you, and be able to like go back to it, evolve it, change it, or like realize you're at a place you don't want to be. That is, whatever that self-awareness. So yeah, that self-trust and self-awareness, really, the self-awareness allows me to trust myself so much more, because I live a very untraditional life, a very fun life, and in that requires self-trust. I'm a wellness entrepreneur, I'll say it that way, and so in that, it's an always evolving and changing field, but also wellness and well-being, all the things like that are always evolving and changing. But it's like, at the end of the day, I know who I am and what I offer is relevant and important despite anything else. I know that in order to enjoy life to the fullest, you have to be able to trust that self. You have to trust yourself and be aware enough to like know what you can and cannot do, but also like, or even just not even thinking limits of can and cannot do. Just like, what can I do and how will I do it? There really isn't any not being able to do it.
I heard a thing today. I listened to this podcast called Unconditionally Worthy, and what she was focusing on today was being versus doing, right? And so a lot of times we get caught up in what are we doing? What can I do? How can I help?
Yeah.
And that
stresses you out.
It does, but you're so preoccupied with that you lose out on being human being.
Yeah.
Right? You're missing out on being present in the moment because you're focused on doing and accomplishing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I want to like piggyback on that and say that brings me into the shift from wellness to well-being. Something I think about often in my yoga therapy thoughts with myself, because I feel like even this in that definition you said, wellness feels like an act that you're doing, like let's go to the wellness thing, we're doing this wellness thing, where well-being is like I'm mindful of my whole who I am right now and taking care of that. Yeah, that was very simply put. Because in that, being a wellness person, a wellness professional, I am very much into just being a lot. The last couple of years, I've been living life. I love life. It's so good. Despite all the things, I be having a good time. And so
I feel like she's having internal dialogue.
Oh my gosh, so much internal dialogue is happening.
In between, I'm like, oh, we'll get that one day, maybe. I mean, it looks fun.
I'll try to share them. Oh my goodness, y'all! Don't call me out. I'm cracking up. But no, I've had a good life, saying that like I've been through like heartbreak and there's like trauma and it's like the collective trauma that we're always experiencing, or like things like that, racism, all the things like that. But at the same time, I've traveled the world. I've met beautiful people all around the world. I've stayed in other countries. I've jumped off a boat in the Mediterranean Sea. Like what? And I was scared as hell to do, but it's like that's having those places to like go back to, connect to, because it's like even the memory fades, but that feeling is always there. The body knows so much that the mind doesn't, and that's I just love yoga therapy. And so on the days when I'm feeling really anxious, bringing it back to anxiety, the days when I'm feeling really anxious, it's like it helps me so much to remember all this stuff that I'm sharing right now, but then also to like reach out to people who I know can help me. Those are my big things. Also in my journey, it's been hard. I think like part of my cultivating my self-worth is knowing that I can reach out to people that I can reach out to people to support me and create conversation that brings me down. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I need you to help me right now, but to be like, hey, I would like to talk to you right now just because like my mind's a little crazy, or like I'm in a space where I would like to calm my brain down. It doesn't have to be like a codependency thing. It just like, I need a friend right now, can you chat type of thing. That was a tender moment. Let me go and cry a little bit. That was the inside.
Do you have a lot of friends who support you in that way, or do you find that you're searching? Yeah. This is a dynamic interview.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that I'm always searching, but I feel like they always show up. I definitely have a foundation of definitely good about people, a few solid people who are there when I need them. And I also think that the more vulnerable that I am, the more that I share about me and my experiences, people will be open to supporting me in that way as well.
Do you have like a bad signal for your friends, like, hey, you need a call?
It's like sometimes, like I have a friend who I'll call her, and I'll be like having my whole big panic cry moment. I'm like, hey, how you doing? How are you doing? How was work? She's like, what's going on? I'm like, no, how was your day? Tell me about you, girl. And then we just get to it. Cause like I'm also healing from the feeling like being burdened to someone who's like that. It's like, but I'm learning that people enjoy helping me. People love being there for me. And then even like, if that's not true right now, speaking in that way will make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I'll call her, but I have a good amount of friends. But sometimes I don't know. I need a bad signal. I need to communicate, because just like I have a safe word, like during sex, I need a mental support day word, something like that. I need a friend where like, what would it be? A whole bunch of letters. That'd be crazy. Or sometimes I'll just send like a very like blanketed text, like hello.
Or it could just be an emoji, like
the
head exploding emoji.
Yeah, like my favorite one's little blue swirl, so maybe I'll just make that it.
Yeah.
I'll communicate to them.
If I had an emergency signal, it'd probably be a whale.
A whale?
Yeah, because it's a big situation I gotta tell you about.
Okay. Oh wow, that is so cute.
Yeah.
But now since you said that, I want to make the octopus. Just because it's an octopus, like it's just such a.
You would never use it. That's what makes it safe.
Yeah, I think I'm like. But what could be like the actual? Because like whale's a big situation. Like I want an octopus because like.
There's a lot going on.
All hands on deck. All hands on deck. I like that. The octopus. I want to tell my friends now. I'm like, hey y'all, just so you know, when you get this emoji, check in on the girl.
In terms of your friends and how they're set up, you've talked about letting a lot of people go, right?
You say you excavated.
Yeah. Eradicate.
I did. I'm gonna see you later.
LMAO.
What difference has the friends who are still in your life made for you? She's hilarious.
I just love words so much, and I said that with that intention, but I forgot that I said it until you brought it back up. That's so crazy, because I did say eradicate, or excavate.
You said excavate.
Excavate.
It was drastic. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
I was like, let me see who you are.
You gotta go.
You trying to? Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you hear that? Oh, that's you going.
Yeah.
I just hear the.
Like for me, I think of it as like when I say it, I think of like a tomb in Egypt, or like you're trying to like chisel it, or like I watched The Mummy recently. That's what it was. I watched The Mummy. They bring The Mummy, and they were like, I'm like, yeah, I was in there like trying to figure out how to get in there. What was the question?
What difference have the friends made in your life that you've kept?
Oh, they love me, and like they love me in the way that they love me, in the way that I actually need to be loved, and that's like the biggest part. It's like I'm like. Everyone's different. Everyone's raised differently. That whole thing. Absolutely, that's what I love about people. But then also, it's like you're able to like share what you need and what you want, and that be heard and supported. And so both happen with these people that that I keep close around me and care to work with and be better with and for, as friends, as family friends, our family who become friends.
How did you find them? Because I'm struggling to find people like that. I mean, except for Juice.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
LMAO.
I'm secure in our relationship.
I love that.
This is a secure man.
Excuse me, I'm just so hard. I'm just waiting for the other half of it.
I'm not good at these oh my god, that's so cute. That's so precious. You got it. Oh yay! And over time, it'll get better and like bigger.
Yeah, it's just like our handshake.
Like our daps.
Great dad. We do a great dab. It's something that we've been working on. Putting
Oh,
together.
wow.
I am not a dapper. That's
Okay,
not
that was
thing
good.
before.
You
But
did
now I've
that was
learned how to dap
good.
now.
I dabbed someone yesterday. I was like, I don't do this. Because it was, I went into this, because I know how to, you know, I have the skills, all the things, but I'm like, I'm a nail girly now. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Then, but where did I find these people?
Are they on the street?
Or did it just happen? They
It definitely just happened, but I'm trying to think of like, but it's not that it just, but honestly, it didn't just happen.
Did
Because
it come
never,
from somebody else's friend circle?
one did,
Okay.
but it's like, yeah, from someone else's friend circle.
That's nice when that happens.
But also because we met in the craziest way. we were at our mutual friend's birthday party, and this person that they had, the person who was throwing the party, this person that they were talking to, whatever, was like lit, like super lit. We were all, it was like me, the friend I made, and like the girl who was super lit. We're all just sitting there talking, chat. Next thing you know, super lit shorty says, good night. And then me and my friend are just like, yo, that's so crazy. Where's what you call it? They need an adult. And it was like pretty much she started after that. And like, I really appreciate her because like we have our moments where we have like clashes, but also we have moments where we like come back with love so deeply, and it's very beautiful. I think just, I don't know, I'm being vulnerable. And it's funny because I would think that I wasn't a vulnerable person. And I'm super vulnerable. I've always been this way. I've always been like very emotional. I cry at anything. When the moon is to anything, I'm like, I get extra crazy. And it's also like, I don't know, I just have that connection. But with the friends, I feel like just, I don't know, for me, just being vulnerable and in weird places. Sometimes friends with friends, sometimes from work. But then work, you have to depend on what type of work, what you're doing work. Who else are my people at? Oh, yoga trainings. Yoga teacher trainings. One of my best friends, shout out to Maria. She lives in Germany, and I love her so much. I literally lived in Germany for about 3 weeks. She had an apartment for me. It was like a whole like her sister's apartment who's out of town, but like lived there. In Germany, they have giant bathtubs. I don't know what's it about. I don't know. But there's like
Really?
wombo. Like I'm in that joint floating. I'm like, that's crazy. Loved it. But yeah, teacher trainings, definitely met beautiful people. A lot of my international friends from around the world are from yoga teacher trainings. I was in Spain for 2 months. I have a thing for living in hotels and teaching yoga. They made that part important, teaching yoga. And so when I went to Spain, I lived in for 2 months at a teacher training. It was amazing. I have friends in New Zealand, Germany, Austria, Russia, all the places.
Very European.
Very European. No, I love Europe. It's so fun out there. Like, and that's part of like trusting yourself and like enjoying the moments. It's like, I loved it. So my first time out of the country was also in Spain. And I was like, okay, cool. Then I went back. I went to Germany and Paris. Loved it. But also when I went there, I had friends who I've known there too. So like when I went to Paris, one of my old yoga therapy clients was out there. Because literally me and her ended sessions, and she was like, all right, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong again, and she's like, I'm going to travel the world for a little while until I figure out what I want to do. Like, love this. So her sister lived in Paris as like a designer or something amazing, and so when I went to Paris, I was like, hey, you in Paris? She's like, yeah. I'm like, bet. And so I stayed with her. Then I had another friend in Paris who I had met in Spain. We went on this amazing date. 1,000 out of 10 date. After dinner, we walked around like the Louvre and like the Eiffel Tower at night. It was cute, very romantic.
Do you speak other languages?
I speak Spanish mostly, ish.
Spanish-ish.
So I can get to point A, point B. We can make conversation. I can say some things for sure.
Yeah, so more than kitchen Spanish.
Yeah.
Just like me gusta.
Me gusta. Hola. You know,
Yeah.
That's a big one for
A mí
me.
también, pero me gusta muchas palabras porque español es muy importante lengua.
Wow.
She said she likes a lot of words because Spanish is an important language.
To many people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I speak some Spanish.
Yeah.
But also, I lived in Nicaragua for a month. There's some change last summer. teaching yoga, just being taken care of, which are my favorite things. Literally just taught yoga there. The exchange was they gave me a room, they fed me twice a day. I had to teach yoga twice a day. I can do whatever I want. I had some online clients. I also build websites. And it was just an amazing time. And so like all these things I did sound so amazing, but I was scared as hell to do it. So scared right before I did it. And it's so funny because I'm just thinking back now, it's like, I be doing hella shit I'd be scared to do, and I be doing it. And you be looking so lit.
That's courage. I mean, that's like the definition of courage.
Can I tell you how I want to let y'all both know, and the viewers, how the viewers.
Hello, viewers.
Hello, audience.
Hello. Hey, guys. Hi.
That it didn't hit me how brave I was until last year. Yeah.
What was the transition point?
When I went to Nicaragua for a couple months, I was like, my family didn't want me to go at all. They're like, if you go, the Cindy's, all the drama. I was like, yeah, but life gotta be lived, bro.
Life is happening today.
Life gotta be lived.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm legendary. I gotta keep it up. You know, I didn't do all that. I mean, maybe I did, but so even going to Spain, I was scared to go. I was scared to go. Scared to go to Nicaragua. Scared to just like begin this traveling life. Scared to teach yoga full time. Scared, so scared. But then I do it, and then I'm just like, oh. Then I get scared again, and I don't realize that I've done it already. I'm like, oh. Or that I'm like, I don't realize that I'm in it. So why am I scared when I'm already in it? Like it's like I'm swimming in a pool of like a regular pool.
Does that trigger your anxiety all those times?
Hell yeah. I mean, yeah.
But your fears are compass.
Huh?
Your fears are compass.
Yeah, I feel like I'm realizing that it helps me be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. It sounds really lit. I'm really scared. Let's do it. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
Cause I be having so much fun.
So you're led by anxiety. That's kind of wild.
But the thing is, like, anxiety is my friend.
All right,
and it'd be different if I didn't know my body, my breath, and my who I am. It's very scary different. Then anxiety becomes scary. But because I know who I am, and I trust myself, and I have like moments where I can always return to of joy and excitement and love and all the fun words, you know what I mean, and fun feelings.
Yeah. Then
anxiety becomes just like, hey, versus it being like, it doesn't take over me. I can be anxious and be overwhelmed, all the things. It's like, at the end of the day, I know what I want to do. And I know at the end of the day, I'm okay, I'm guided, I'm protected. And so it's like, we're going to make something shake. Because
anxiety gets a bad rap, but a little bit of anxiety is necessary.
Right. And
my therapist put it like, you want some anxiety, so you just walk out in the street.
Yeah, you need some urgency with you.
Yeah.
Move your feet.
Yeah.
Change your life.
My anxiety is led by my over-obsession of things. So if I feel I'm obsessing over something, I usually ask myself, okay, well, this thing that we're obsessing over, have you tried to do anything with that? Because there's a difference between you worry so much you watch it from a distance versus, okay, make a relationship with that. And if you build through it and it's for you, you get to keep it. And if not, at least you tried and you know what it is, so you're not afraid of it anymore.
And that's how you befriend fear. Befriending fear, befriending anxiety. I feel like they do get a bad rep for sure. And I think that in our physiologically, they're just indicators that we want to do something. They're telling us something. They're not places to stay in. And that's like the disconnect and the disembodiment of it. We embody it, anxiety and fear as like stop. I mean, technically in our bodies, like that creates that fight or flight response. But then like we've developed mentally enough to be like, okay, the physical response is telling me something, not that I need to do something per se.
Bars.
I mean, it was bars.
It was definitely bars.
After when you edit it, you take the cough out, bars. Right.
How do you fight the lies that anxiety tells you?
Fight the lies.
We're gonna have a song about this.
Oh yeah.
Self-awareness, fight the lies.
I love that. With truth. Oh, you know what I'm gonna tell you? Ooh! So, my favorite book top tier book, The Yoga Sutras by Patanjali. And so it says that the biggest way to quiet or rid misconceptions is by focusing what you know to be true and not what you focusing what you know to be true, not what you feel or think. And that helped me. I forgot that. I think that's so ingrained in me now. What I know to be true, not what I think. But then also like noticing where I am on my journey. Cough. Noticing where I'm at on my journey right now. It's just like I'm better supported through kindness and care. And so it's like I know I want changes. I want things to be different. But it's like in order for that to happen, I have to be kind and accept myself. And so when the lies come up and it's like, I'm getting better at it. I'll do this thing where I'll blink and like, no. Or I'll be like, it's obsolete. That's an obsolete thought. And then it's like, yeah. Quieting the lies, focusing on what I know to be true, not what I think. And true can be from like your experiences, can be from like something that you've read, something that you like know. Not just like, you stupid, why are you doing this? Actually, I'm quite educated, I read books, I go study, whatever you do that makes you feel smart. You know what I mean? Or if you need to create the conversation with it, you can just be like, you have the conversation with your truth.
Yeah.
You reestablish what your truths are. I know that for me, what are my truths? I'm lit.
Yeah.
Was your study of yoga tied to your struggle with anxiety at all?
My study of yoga is more so tied with my depression, I would think, or feeling depressed. I was right after college, after undergrad, I was like, there was some drama, there was some stupid drama after undergrad, and I was just like, what do I want to do? I graduated with an English major, but what I didn't realize what I was doing though with my degree is that I made pretty much my own curriculum that I pretty much created like a internet curriculum social media situation, focusing on the African diaspora situation. I was like, oh, I'm pretty lit with the minor sustainability. I'm like, okay. Looking back at it now, I'm just like, what I studied was a great time. So I mean, like the English stuff, some like literature classes, I'm like, okay, whatever. But it's like they definitely highlighted something that could help me see things differently. Except for one class, and I'm gonna shout this class out because it pissed me off. It was called Women on the Plantation. Women on the Plantation. I'm thinking, oh, you're talking about all the black women on the plantation. No, the class was about all the white women on the plantations.
What school was that?
University of Maryland, College Park. And I was just like, throughout the whole class, I was just disgruntled. It was too late to cancel or like drop it. I was so disgruntled. I'm like, and I literally didn't buy any of those books. Fucking a book this big about some white woman, some white mistress of Riverdale. I don't care. I was like, are you kidding me? Literally every paper I turned was about some black thing, some black woman, some black art. I'm like, you got me fucked up, dog.
Was this white woman celebrated in this class, or was it?
No, she was just like, it was like history. But I'm just like, this is just such misleading name. I did not know that. That's not what the description said or anything. It just said women on plantation, English 301, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, it's an English class.
Yeah, English class. But I was sort of reading these books. I'm just like, no. And so, I forgot my whole point.
I saw on Instagram yesterday that in those times, white women were not allowed to be property owners.
Right.
Historically, that's what we've been told. But they were owners of slaves. Like if their husband passed away and he had slaves, then they became the inherited owner. And the white women were the most vicious slave owners. Right. More vicious than the white men.
I'm sure because they would probably just like pick the crops. Niggas. Well, white women are anyway, I don't even get into it, but yeah. So we're learning about these white women on the plantation who are like, oh, she was raised in the Dutch family, and then from Europe, they came over here, and I'm just like, I'm paying for this? I get up early for this. I didn't. I was late often. But yeah, I forgot my whole point. Dang, yoga study,
Depression and yoga.
So after school, I had a great time. But I'm cracking up. But yeah, so like after I was like, what do I do? Because I can do so much. So like, what things can I do? And so I was just like, it was a chill office job. Didn't hate it. I mean, it was cool. And then I was like overweight. I was not feeling good. I would have these thoughts, and so I was like, I'm gonna do something to make me feel better. So I found this yoga studio. It was like 15 minutes from my house. Hot yoga, Bikram yoga, 90 minutes, 105 degrees, 40% humidity, 26 postures, and 2 breathing exercises, and it changed my life.
So you got the classes that you're doing currently?
I can.
Yes.
Yeah, so I teach hot yoga, Bikram hot yoga, or 26-2 at Reunion Hot Yoga, hot Pilates there, hot flow there, Reunion Hot Yoga. I'll teach classes at my own space on 14th Street at the Yoga Club on Tuesday nights, and I have workshops and events all throughout the year. I have a retreat coming up in Costa Rica in August. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for life. But yeah, my yoga study became from that. When I started doing that hot yoga, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. But then it more so led to me to seeing that yoga is such a catalyst for healing. And healing and developing that self-awareness, healing and understanding what your body's doing and feeling like, and what that means, what to do, what not to do, things like that. Just like understanding how to see yourself internally and externally. And I was like, people love this. People need this. Especially Black people need this. I'm like, then it came to me, that whole like representation matters energy came through me. I was like, yeah, they need me. I gotta be it. I gotta do it. Because like in hot yoga, in 2022, generally or traditionally, they have a little podium you stand on, and you say the dialogue. So it's a set sequence every single time. So I was what was I doing? Taking classes and not seeing enough Black instructors who looked or sounded like me. So I was like, I gotta do it. It's gotta be me. I'm so adorable. I'm so great for that. And then that's when I was inspired to start my blog. A seat on the mat arose from, I was like, Black people need yoga. Where are the other Black yogis in the DMV area? And so I was like, hey, can I interview you? Can I take pictures of you? And here's my interview, and we can meet. I'll send you the words. And some girl was mad rude about it. I was like, she was like, you can record me. I'll talk and you can record me. And I was like, I don't even know you. I was trying to just create some community around. Anyway, shout out to her. Well, she's doing well. But so I was interviewing Black yogis in the area. Some who were like instructors, people just like who I just saw in class, and it was like really cool. And then, wow, I be doing stuff. And then I was really inspired to have an event. I wanted to do an event, and then I was planning one, and then it didn't happen. And I was like, oh, now I'll do it again. Then I tried again, obviously. And then I created Soul Session. So after the pandemic, Soul Session, the rooftop yoga party was born, and it's very self-explanatory. It was a rooftop yoga party, and it was the best roof in the DMV, in the DC area. It was like a wombo roof with just turf. And I had Topo Chico came, DJ Nafaro, DJ Bree Mafia was there when she was doing beer sponsorships, but then it was just a vibe. Had some snacks, kombucha, some sponsorships with them, and just like a class of like 40 people just like doing yoga. It was a vibe, and you can like come and you can stay after and chill with the snacks. Just like, cause beforehand you can just like hang out, chit chat, grab your snacks, get a goodie bag.
You arranged all this by yourself?
Yes! Me! Actually, her. Cause I'm her. Wow.
Third person.
That's so wow.
Third person.
I really did that by myself, like emailing everybody, paying everybody.
How long did it take you to get that together?
I don't know, because I think I was still in grad school too. Wow, I'm really hurt. This is going to be so great to watch later, because I was literally in grad school. Some of my grad school friends came to the event. I was telling them while we were in grad school to come to the event. I think probably like a couple months. Yeah.
What were you in grad school for?
Yoga therapy. So my master's of science in yoga therapy. I didn't write this down on my hand. But yoga therapy, I'm like, yoga therapy is. Because yoga therapy.
All right, we have to start.
Right.
Wait, let me know.
Because yoga therapy is so specific and broad at the same time. But yoga therapy is a healing modality that supports you on a mental, physical, emotional level by using different yoga philosophy practices, as well as evidence-informed practices. So like another way to say it, we combine ancient yoga history in philosophy and science with Western medicine and science together. And then we take that to support your overall health and your well-being to increase your quality of life. And so we do intake, we do assessment, we do like a mental, psychosocial assessment intake as well, and then we do like a physical assessment. Like we put you in like probably like 20 or so different postures, and we do some muscle tests to see like what's tight, what's short, things like that. But then also we gain this information from the intake, first like a verbal conversation, the intake of the intake sheets, and then also the assessment. Based on all of that, we create a plan of care for you. The plan of care for you is based on so many things. So essentially, yoga therapist sees you on 5 different levels. Well, 5 different base levels, and those levels are your koshas. So the koshas are your physical layer, your energetic layer, your psycho-emotional layer, and spiritual layer. Who you are, make you up the person. And then within those different layers, in yoga insight philosophy, there's different little things within each layer that helps to inform us to better support you. And in that, so for example, here we go. For an example, for your physical layer, let's say you have a weak right glute. So that weak right glute can affect more than just like what you think it is. It can be like your weak right glute is affecting like how you're standing, how you're walking, but it can mean if you have like a hip pain or a knee pain, things like that. So we take that into consideration. But then also with that weak glute, how's that affecting your pelvic floor, and how is that affecting your breathing, and how is your breathing affecting everything? What does your breath even look and feel like right now? And we do breath assessments. I don't know many practitioners who do breath assessments besides yoga therapists, and those are important.
That was good. You look into that camera. That is good.
Did you see the neck?
Oh, I saw it all. Keep going.
So hilarious. And so, because with the breath assessment, because with everything I'm saying already, like that's just like the little bit of it, and then going to the breath layer of it and seeing like the depth of your breath, where it originates from, the belly, the chest, how deep is it, how shallow it is, and then the breath channels, the vayus. Wow. So the channels of your breath are like how you receive or don't receive information. There's like 5 values. That's a whole different conversation that I'm not ready for. I don't have my notes. But it's just like in each of these different layers of your experience, there's so much that we are informed on how to better support you. So it's not just like, oh, your knee hurts, okay, we'll fix your quads, we'll fix the muscle around your knees, and you're out of here. It's like, you're okay, that knee pain, how that affects you on a mental, psychosocial, spiritual level. And then how does that affect you and like what your daily tasks are? How does that affect how you see yourself and the world around you? And with that, we create, and then so with all of that, I'm saying, before we even get to the plan of care, we create goals. And the goals are, so your specific goal and then my goal. So like, from our conversation today, your goal could be like, find a guy. Find a car guy, find a lawn guy, right? And like
find a service guy.
Find a service guy, yeah. Right? So that can be your goal, and then for me, it would be like, how can I support your goal, right? That's a very, very layered, like easy way of thinking of it. Another way could be like, let's say for example, you have like, I always say a weak glute and you want more balance. I always say that. So let's say someone, that's not you specifically, but someone has a weak glute and they want more balance, but that balance they want their goal for more balance could also be a balance in their life as well. Because like in this intake, they'd be like, well, my stress level is an 8 or my sleep is a 4. It's like I take all this information into consideration, like your sleep levels, your stress levels, your work life, your family life. I just look at all of you, your whole holistically, and I take care. And I just take care of you. Yeah, using yoga philosophy and research, lots of research. And I think that people don't understand how scientific, how medicine, how Western this practice also is. I feel like they hear yoga, they're just like, oh, so you're a yoga instructor and a therapist. I'm like, technically yes, but it's more so I'm a yoga therapist, or it's like, that's what it is.
There's different kind of therapists.
Yeah,
also.
exactly. Right, exactly. Yeah. And so, and a lot of times with traditional talk therapists, a lot of them, people I know, are learning to learn more yoga therapy or somatic practices to help with healing. I've had clients who've been like, oh, I've been in yoga I've been to therapy for 10 years, but I have my body shakes. I'm like, okay.
So you combine the yoga practice and also talk therapy?
So in a sense, so like when someone comes to me, we're not just like quiet the whole time. So like we're talking about like what's going on in your life and like what's affecting you and like what's going on and like how I support you, and it's like whatever you like. This is how you move to go to a regular therapist. But with what you're saying, I'm like, okay, your body's this, your body's that, your nervous system is this, you need this. This is what you need to be put in right now. This is what your breath is doing right now. This is how So you're telling me like all your tea, everything like that. And at the same time, I'm creating this practice for you for that day, and then your homework for you to do with yourself.
Do you incorporate herbal medicine at all?
No. But it's like if I was an herbalist, I could. So that's the thing with beauty about like being like a wellness practitioner. If I was a Reiki practitioner, I can combine that. I do have some Ayurvedic in my background, so I do include some Ayurveda things in there.
Can you tell us more about what that is?
Ayurveda is old yoga science. I'm just kidding. So essentially, Ayurveda is, I don't know. I mean, I know what it is. I'm trying to think how to say it.
Or how it's different from what we know as yoga?
Oh yeah, so Ayurveda is more like the sister to yoga, but more so like the internal care. I'm shaking my head because I'm like, there's better ways to say this. That's not what it is. That, but I'm like, Ayurveda is. You know, I'm gonna look it up and then make a video, put it back. I'm just kidding. But Ayurveda is it's like the. I'll give you an example. A better example is just like your doshas, so your internal weather. So how do I describe this?
What's the movie that you referenced that has to do with mental health? The one about emotions.
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
So is that what internal weather would be? Like how are you internally?
Yes.
Okay,
so I'm sorry, I'm saying, so Ayurveda describes, it's the science of like how to take care of yourself on your inside, like there's like Ayurvedic ways to like live in your life based on your doshas. And so your doshas are what makes you up based on the elements. So the doshas there's like three main doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And these three doshas are made up of like the 5 elements seen through Ayurveda. And so it's fire, water, space, ether, earth. Yeah, those 5. I'm pretty sure there's more also in the science of Ayurvedic sciences. And so, but with each of these elements that break down to the doshas, so Vata, Pitta, Kapha, they describe how they can describe the outside world and our inside world. And so outside world and inside world could also be proprioception and interoception. So interoception is how we understand ourselves from the inside, like, oh, my stomach hurts, I'm hungry. Proprioception is like, my hand is behind me, but I'm looking at you. My foot, that type of thing. Like, no more your body is in space, essentially, is proprioception, interoception. Oh, I almost heard something. And so with the doshas and with Ayurveda, we're able to, it's like giving you insight, guidelines on how to like balance and imbalance. So
balancing outside and inside. Balancing
yes.
Proprioception and interoception.
No. More so like balancing. So let me go deeper into it. So with, let's say Vata. So Vata is space and ether. So in the texts and things, it's someone who's very Vata may be very airheaded, or not airheaded, but like very like in the clouds, like thinks a lot, talks fast, da 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 da. I'm Vata. I'm Vata, and so with that, it's like ways to. So I'll do hands. So Vata can be like very up here, right? And so a way to ground me would be like, oh, like very nourishing foods, very warm foods, thick oils to kind of to ground my body physically. It's like a internal external science that supports yoga. So yoga is like preparing you for meditation, preparing you like to calm your mind, and preparing you for like enlightenment. Whereas Ayurvedic preparing you together for all of that. Mm-hmm. And so with Ayurvedic sciences, there's ways to like what time to wake up in the morning to best support you. There's ways to eat that best support you, that balance out the doshas, your Vata, Kapha, Pitta. Mm-hmm. And so then the Vata, Kapha, Pitta can be imbalanced. So if you're too Vata or doing too much, there's ways to bring it back to balance. If you're like in Kapha would be Kapha is earth and water. Mm-hmm. So too much Kapha would be like lethargic. Balance Kapha is like nurturing. Yeah. Nurture like the difference of it. But then also, just like with those words I'm using there for Ayurveda, there's also back into like traditional yoga philosophy, the gunas. And the gunas also describe the imbalances of the internal and external weather. Wow.
This is amazing.
I love this stuff. It's so good. I love this stuff. It's so good. And just like being able to use this yoga insight, this yoga information, because I understand it, and it's like it'd be different. I'm just like, oh, I get it, and it's like whatever. But I live this life. Ever since I've been teaching yoga since 2016, 2017, mm-hmm. all I do is everything I do is yoga or wellness based. Even like my websites mostly are like small businesses, or my websites that I build are small businesses and also wellness professionals. And
for other people.
Mm-hmm. And I do my own website too. I see limat.com. Anyway, I'll do that later. But yeah, like being able to jump so deeply in it. But then so that's why I'm able to share it or teach it well, for me, in my experience, because like I lived it life.
I can tell you've internalized it.
Yeah.
It's part of you.
It is, and that's why I'm so courageous. And I didn't realize it until last week, or like last year. I was like, why am I so this crazy? And not crazy, I mean crazy in the sense of outside the norm, absolutely. Mm-hmm. 1000%. Call me crazy on that any day, all day, because I don't like this stuff. But yeah, like.
You're liberated.
Yeah.
You're free.
Yeah, I am. And it's kind of weird sometimes when people aren't, and you're around people who aren't, or people who aren't even like on the journey of feeling that feeling, and they're just like, I'm kind of cool where I'm at. I'm like, that's cool, but there's more. There's more to see. Come on. And I don't want to sound like a cult leader, but also I'm an Aquarius, so it checks.
I feel where you're coming from, because unintentionally I live my life that way.
Yeah.
Originally, I'm a pediatrician
by
training, so I've done 15 years of medical stuff. And I originally just said, I don't want to do this.
Period.
At the beginning of the new year.
I love that.
Jumped off a cliff, and I was like, did I make the right choice?
Yeah.
Was that correct?
Yes.
Did I give up everything without a plan?
No. Can I tell you my favorite piece of advice someone ever gave me? It was right in my yoga teacher life. I was like I was at a weird place in working. I was after college. I had these weird jobs. Not like bad, but I was like driving. I'm so dramatic in my head, my mind. But I was delivering lunches to private schools in the area. Very chill, getting good money. I was like, this is very chill. I had a car. But I was leaving one of my other jobs to do my training. I had to leave both of them. I had to like take a little break, whatever. And the old janitor at the school, he was like this best. I miss him. What was his name? I don't remember. Mr. Johnson. That's
from Abbott Elementary.
That is from Mr. Because I just thought about Mr. Abbott Elementary when I said the black janitor. I was like, that sounds like Abbott Elementary. But he was like, whatever choice you make is the right choice because you made it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn. Yeah. And that's been my go-to ever since. So
yeah.
So you made the right decision because you made it.
I did. It feels good in my body, but then you get all the people like, no.
Right.
What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? How you gonna get money? Are you sure? I can't believe it. You're a doctor. Like,
And so that's the mental strength that comes into it. Be like, and even when it's like, even if you're scared, you can't let them know you are too.
Right.
And that's the crazy part. 'Cause I be freaking out.
Yeah.
They be like, I'm fine. I don't gotta call you. I'll be fine. I'll call somebody else then. Whatever. Whatever, dog. Don't worry about you. No, yeah. Because they love to, but also that's just their fear. People be scared, and people don't know their fear.
Yeah.
I know I'd be scared. I'd be scared. I'd be worried. I'd be anxious at all the things. I don't know what's happening. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I need to give my friends like a cookie or something, because they be shy. I love them. They really be there when I'm going crazy sometimes.
It's great to have that support.
It's your support. You're doing a great job.
I want to give you a high five too.
Yeah,
good job.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
So,
I be ranting.
yoga and anxiety, do you view them separate, or do you think they kind of come together? Because you have a great relationship with your friend named Anxiety. From what you described.
Yeah, I mean, anxiety be stressing me out though, because, but also sometimes I get too relaxed. I'd be like, I do have to do that thing.
What does too relaxed mean for you?
Where I know I have to do it, but I'm just like not doing it.
Procrastinating.
Yeah, the anticipation shuts you down.
Yeah, or I guess procrastinating a little bit, but I think it's more, or is it less than procrastination? Because I feel like,
my cousin has a term for this. He called it analysis paralysis.
oh yeah, that's the one. Whew, that bitch. Can I curse on here? I don't know. But no, yeah, that's what it is.
Let it fly. Yeah.
It'll be that, but then it'll be like, or it'll just be like thinking of it and just being like, okay. I don't think I forget about it, but I know it is there. If you like when you have a bill and it's like it's there, you can pay it, right? In that moment, it's like, okay, well, what is that?
I don't want to deal with it right now. It's avoidance. Sorry, was that a read?
She took it as a read.
I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, yeah, I can be a little bit avoidant. I think in that way, I can be avoidant. Conversations, I've grown in being avoidant in relationships. I'm like, let's talk. I don't got no time for no BS. But also, I'm just like, I don't want to talk either. Or I'm just like, let's talk if it feels comfortable and safe. If it doesn't feel comfortable and safe, then I'm like, what you here for?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the first question again?
He asked you about anxiety and yoga. What's their relationship?
What's their relationship?
I yoga to reduce my anxiety, or I use yoga to help know my anxiety.
Stay grounded.
Yeah, to stay grounded, but also to know my anxiety. Because it's like with yoga, the biggest, funnest part of it, maybe it's not fun for others. But the biggest, funnest part of it is like questioning yourself and discerning that part. Because when I'm anxious, it's like, am I anxious because I'm excited? Am I anxious because I'm hurting? Because I'm wounded? Am I anxious because I'm like, because I want to be in control right now? That one gets me. Because sometimes, yeah, I do want to be in control. But I know that I'm not always. But no, the yoga definitely helps me with the anxiety and just knowing it. And being able to like know what it looks and feels like. And be able to know that it's anxiety and not like anything else. Or it's like, oh, I'm just sad. That's just sad. This is, I'm getting when I feel like the bodily responses and also the mental ones. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling very anxious right now. I need to like sit. I need to breathe. I need to cry. I need to usually cry.
You're a good crier.
I'm a good crier. That's what you gotta stop. That's a great thing to say to someone who cries.
I cry a lot too, but I cry in private.
No.
You cry in public?
Oh my gosh, will I cry in public? Let me tell you. Whoo! I found a girl on TikTok. She posts different places to cry in public. And she has an event called Cry. She's a cry meetup. She does at the Southwest Library on Navy Yard, I think. So yeah, she'll like you don't have to cry, but you can just create the space. You can cry, and they can discuss like different things like heartbreak or like it's like you just create that space. And like wow, but like yeah, I cry in public. Cried at a museum before, my car.
Criers Anonymous. That would be a great name for that thing in Southwest.
Wow.
Criers Anonymous.
Come to CA. I'm a
CA.
I've been to CA recently.
Yeah, we're gonna look back at all these episodes and be like, all right, all the ideas. Which one
Right. The shirt is the CA because
You call it Cali.
Cali. Oh wow. That'd be so beautiful. We have to make the L and I need to mean something.
Well, it's CA, and when you look at CA, you think Cali.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah.
Wow,
I wanna cry.
That's your next small business.
Yeah.
I want my percentage.
Period.
Yeah.
What did you say? You can get a cry.
You can get a cry. It's crazy. You can get a cry. You get a cry.
Yo, you're wild.
You can get a cry. You right.
LOL. But yeah, crying is my. I don't love. I mean, maybe I'll learn to love to cry.
You love.
It's cathartic for you.
You look forward to it. Like, hey, we here.
I don't look forward to it. Like.
Well, you come out on the other side, great.
No, that's for me. Yeah. That's the thing, because I know after I cry, I'll be in a better place. Even if I'm crying for a long time about something the same time, like the same thing over and over for a while, I was like, damn, this is crazy. But then it's like when I'm crying that much about something, that makes me that lets me know that I have to change something. So it's like, all right, we feel this, we got to do something about this feeling.
Yeah.
And then it's like in this moments to not. It's important to be objective about the feeling. When you put too much, oh, this is me because of that, then it makes it hard. We get more attached to the feeling. Whoa.
She's having a realization on camera. Yeah.
Dude. Because when you get too attached to the feeling, because that's why I love yoga. Because yoga reminds you to breathe and create space. When you breathe, you create space in your thoughts and the feelings. And that's one of my biggest things. That is a little visual. So, your thoughts, your feelings, too close, right? When you breathe, there's a little space. And you keep breathing, there's a little bit more space. And then you're able to see them clearly as what they are. I need that for my content. But yeah, breathing is so good. So yeah, yoga, because I really don't know if I didn't have a yoga life, what I would do, what my anxiety and all my thoughts and feelings would be doing. Because I'm able to understand myself and others so, maybe not always clearly, but I'm able to understand people. And then it's like, it creates the action to change something or action to like, do something about it. Not just being like, okay, wow.
You did that without talk therapy ever. It was always yoga for you.
Yeah, I didn't get a talk therapist until my last ex.
You want to tell us about that? Okay.
Good job. We talked about this. You're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. And then even then I was like, this is not even that great. Only because it's a place to cry.
Was it in person or virtual?
It was virtual.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah, it was virtual and place to cry. And this one this one lady, that was like, seeing who was it. This one lady brought her baby on, her like god baby, her granddaughter on. I was like, I get it. One of them was really great, but that's what happened, transference. But it's like when you put like somebody onto them or whatever, and I was like, if I meet my grandma, this is not gonna work. But I liked her. So she's like, your self-worth. That's what I remember her saying. I was like, your self-worth. I'm like, you're right.
The therapists are wild. Okay, I heard a story from somebody recently. They told me that they went to a therapist because they needed a emotional support animal letter for their apartment building. And so they told the therapist everything. This was their first meeting. Why they needed the dog and everything. And in that story, the person shared that they worked for Amazon. And then at the end of the whole traumatic story, which was like 50 minutes, the therapist said, oh, so you used to work at Amazon? Like, out of all the things that I shared, you're talking about Amazon because you're looking for a job?
That's crazy.
That's wild.
No.
That's super disappointing.
That is.
On a similar note, one of my boys who was on tour with well-known artists from the area, he was like on the therapy because he lost a homie, and after talking to the therapist about losing said homie who was murdered, the therapist was like, oh, so you DJ with so-and-so and you on tour? And when I hear nightmare stories like that, I'm like, of course you wouldn't ever want to go back to therapy if that's what happened, because the next therapist he had, at the end of that conversation, she was like, well, that's why men ain't shit, because blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, that's not.
Let me know if he needs a yoga therapist.
He's doing fine. He takes parts in a couple other things. He has good outlets, but he's tried 3 different times. And I'm very much like, hey, I'm not. When you get therapy or when you get help, that's supposed to be a you decision, not my friends reminded me to.
Right.
And I mean, he's very comfortable in who he is, and he's surrounded by the right people. So.
Okay, but no.
Yeah.
But no, if you ever hear any other horror stories, like, let me know. I mean, I know. I mean, I have my own. I'm like, that's crazy. And so literally, no talk therapy until 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
We should do a series on that. Horror stories, therapy, horror stories.
So yoga really just.
I didn't know that yoga therapy even existed.
I know you didn't.
How can people find out about yoga therapy?
Google it. I'm just kidding. Don't use Google. I'm just kidding.
Not a good place for that.
I'm just kidding. No, you can Google it. I was thinking of X, and don't Twitter. Don't Google it. Don't look it up on Twitter. But yoga therapy. There's the International Association of Yoga Therapists, IAYT.com. You can reach out to me, Felicia Féla. I'm a yoga therapist, certified yoga therapist, and much more. What's my website? ASOTM.co. astutelyMad.co. Instagram is Felasol, FELA.SOL. Yeah.
From the work that you've done with your clients, what are some consistent things you've started to notice about clients you've been working on with yoga therapy? You're covering your mouth. You gotta.
I have a great answer.
Oh, okay.
They're brave. They're braver. Yeah. That's like, there's much more I can say, but like, yeah. I'm gonna say, how many clients have I had? The ones who've written things down to me and said it to me, they both said braver. And I've just seen them in their journeys being more brave people and like doing more things, living more life. I've had a client who came to me with a lot of different things: trauma, breath dysregulation, and just like confidence, overall confidence in like doing things. And by the end of our sessions, we had about 20 sessions, and he's like the captain of his kickball team, being communicative with his family, confronting friends on issues and things like that. Before, he wasn't comfortable doing that, and then even just like hearing and knowing and acknowledging his own voice. But also like, of course, all of the physical things as well, like physically stronger, relaxed in the body, things like that. But it's like, with all that we're doing, we're cultivating much more. It's beyond the physical part of it. And so like my clients are, at the end of it, are a lot braver and stronger physically, mentally, emotionally. Wow.
On average, how many sessions does the person need before they start to notice, or you start to notice a change?
It depends on the person and their dedication, to be honest, and like their readiness. I would say willingness. I'll say willingness, because I feel like readiness is kind of like aggressive, but I feel like their willingness. So with him, he did 20. Some people have done 8. Other people have done like 6. Oh, I can't think. Yeah, so it all depends on the person, their willingness, and like what their goals are. Yeah, I feel that's like a type of question like that.
Okay. And now that you've come out on the other side of this experience, what have you learned about yourself by being this? Would you consider yourself a teacher, or what do you consider yourself in this journey?
And I said guide, educator.
Okay.
I think I'll say more of a guide, because I just kind of lead you to yourself through practices that are literally made for you to see yourself. I just guide you to them, guide you through them safely, properly, and lovingly. Yeah, guide. I mean, some people call me an expert.
You're giving expert. I was thinking that when you went into your whole Kapavada.
Yeah.
Wow, because I was like, don't get me started. That's my next project. Feel free to hold me to it. Oh, wait, no. Take it back. Reverse.
It's out there. It's in the ether.
It's too bad. Now we're looking forward.
I want to like start a podcast or like a series called "Don't Get Me Started," because when I'm teaching class, as you saw how it's like ranted about like Kapavada, I do the same thing about like the psoas or the pelvic floor, But when I'm teaching, I'm like, we'll be in a posture. I'm like, oh wait, don't get me started, and then tell them the next thing. So like, I say like, don't get me started a lot. But I'm like, you know what, I guess I could, because I'm talking right now, no one's talking. But yeah, don't get me started, because it's like rant about all the things that I know, because I know so much. And I want people to know the things so they can just help support themselves. I'm not saying everything is perfect and like nothing, there's definitely hardships, but it's like when you're able to understand yourself, you're able to like handle and understand things. You're more equipped, you're more efficient, and I like being efficient.
Yeah.
Granted, sometimes I'm not, but overall, I like efficiency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is gonna be the last question, right?
Yeah, so I'm ready. Okay.
How did you feel after our conversation we had that one day at the gym?
Do you want to let the people know what you guys are talking about?
So we bumped into each other in the gym, not knowing we worked out at the same gym.
And I haven't seen Juice in like years.
It was like close to 5.
Yeah,
like
I haven't seen him since the club.
Before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, right? And when I saw you, I just got in my bag. But the bag I got into, I was just like, hey, how have you been? Tell me about life. And like, it was during my stretching. And when I'm in my stretch, that's actually when I'm thinking the most. Like I go into the gym after like my 2.5-hour workouts, and I'll have 45 minutes of like strictly stretching. And like that's when I talk to myself the most. That's when I'm like, hey, are we doing the thing? Hey, how do we feel about the people around us? Hey, are we being fair to ourselves while we're trying to accomplish the things we're trying to accomplish? And if the answer is yes, cool. And if it's no, all right, what are we allowed to change that won't make us feel guilty about the changes we have to make? And you happen to pull up, you're like, hey, and I was like, oh, what's up? And then we started talking, and as we started talking, I was like, do you want to just get down and start stretching? And
I was like, yeah, I love a good stretch.
What she's got going on in life, the people around her.
Yeah, so pretty much your check-in came on to me.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened. I was like, wow, this is a very thorough check-in.
Yeah.
After that conversation, I was like, I need to be so much more nicer to myself right now. And I think I really have been since then.
I'm proud of you.
And even just more on my boundaries, even with people.
Yeah.
I've been like, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, we have to put you first, combo.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been doing that. Oh wow, yeah. After that conversation, I felt very like empowered and like seen and supported and
We'll celebrate you more.
Even cherished. Yeah, exactly. And it was right before my birthday too. I was like, it is my birthday. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. And the only reason I did that is because like I don't give myself credit.
Yeah.
So when I hear someone in their story not giving themselves credit, I'll be like, hey, that's a credit moment. That's like, hey, it's okay. And like, you know, because yoga, she's doing amazing in the yoga as we're talking. So I'm even complimenting the yoga. And she's like, oh, you know, I've been working on that for so long. And I was like, oh, you just been working that you haven't just been able to like just enjoy the results unless like someone tells you. And as we all know, when we do this work, it's very hard to like critique ourselves positively because like we don't get the results from critiquing ourselves positively. We get the results from like, hey, how much do I need to put on myself because no one else is going to do this?
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Doing versus being.
Yeah. And now she's being right now. It's okay. Take your time. You're doing a great job.
No, I mean, yeah, you can hug.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Ooh, that was a good one. But no, because I just love that conversation so much because it really just like, I'm releasing the byproduct of relationships to where it made it hard to see myself for who I fully am. And that's the thing, like this whole conversation I've been telling you, like, I know who I am. Me and yoga, it's fortified me, right? And so I've been around people who aren't as fortified, I would say. I guess those, yeah. And so with that, they'll like, I'll feel unseen, unsupported, or all those things, right? And so I'm just like, and it feels like they're being hard on me. I'm like, but I'm already doing so much. Like, I don't know why you're being hard on me, or like trying to humble me. I'm just like, why? It always happens. Me and the camera, I go crazy every time. But that conversation reminded me like be kind to myself, give myself way more credit, and to relax. Cause I'm always like, what's scheduled? My class, how do I, and I'm instead of just being like, I have class, cool. And I know I have things to do, cool. I can do those things tomorrow if I can't do them today. Some days I'd be like, my anxiety would make me be like, I gotta do it today. But lately, with life, it's been telling me like the ease, slow down. In that conversation, it was just like, you're doing all the things you gotta do. You're literally doing it. There's nothing that I'm not doing that I don't want to do, because I have the freedom to do what I want to do. And so, and there's things that I want to do that I will start to do, but it's not like I'm not going to do them. And so, there's no reason to be hard on myself. Yeah, but also, even if I'm not doing anything, there's no reason to be hard on myself in general, because I'm just like a person. There's no need to be hard on me at all. I deserve love and kindness all the time. And that's what I tell people. So I give other people, so I'm like, give it back to me.
You're worthy because you're human.
I'm me.
Yeah.
Because I'm me. Especially because I'm me. Me. I just want to thank me for being me. Yeah, actually that's kind of funny, because in my email signature, it says, thank you for being you. That's my signature. But I never say, thanks for being me. Wow. That's going to be part of my birthday post. Ooh! I'm going to be so good. Look at my feet off the front. I'm so excited. I'm going to be so good. Thank you for being me. I'm such a visionary, man. I'm vision. I can see it in my mind. It's like, whew.
Your birthday was last week?
Yeah, February 13th.
That's very much Aquarius. They celebrate the entire month.
Oh, yeah.
They go hard.
Well,
It's a
make
short-
sure you're done by this Friday, because then it's Pisces.
It's Pisces season started today, actually, but the month
17th,
doesn't start until the 28th.
Yeah.
So it's not a leap year. So,
Because it'd be 29 actually.
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, the way that I live my life,
Yeah.
the whole year's a birthday, my whole life's a birthday. But my actual birthday did feel extra special. It was so, I don't want to talk about them too much because I love them so much. Rebels Hour. It's in Adams Morgan, Columbia Heights, whatever. And it's so good. Italian spot. Italian. Someone said that accent the other day. I do. But she was British. I get it, but I have definitely the accent compared to her.
That's the pot kept called a kettle.
Right, but she right.
Yes.
But I was like, oh, but it was like, I guess it was more of the DC specific part of it, because she was saying, like, I kept saying something like in a different way. I was like, wow.
DC definitely has its own.
I do. I get it.
Jargon.
I went to Maryland, University of Maryland, but when I got in, I say it now, I'm like, Maryland.
That's a very D&D. Maryland.
Maryland.
Baltimore.
University of Maryland. But see, yeah, Maryland is crazy to say. Maryland.
You make it look so hard. Maryland. Oh.
Wait, hold on. University of Maryland. Maryland. I am overthinking it. It's kind of hard. Maryland.
Oh, it's
Maryland.
the jaw movement every time.
University of Maryland.
It just don't taste right, man.
University of Maryland. Maryland. I'm so silly, y'all.
What's our song? Self-awareness.
Self-awareness. Self-worth. Self-worth.
Maryland.
Hey, Maryland is crazy at the end. I love it, though. I love that. Maryland at the end is lovely.
So, where can the people find you? I know you plugged it earlier, but let's do all the plugs.
Okay.
Say it slow.
You can find me on Instagram at Féla Soul, FELA_SOL. You can find me on YouTube as well, as See on the Mat with Féla, or Féla 24/7. TikTok, Féla.SOL also. You can email me if you want to email me and talk to me more, at Felicia, FELICIA, at ASOTM.co. My website is ASOTM.co. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. What time is your class tonight?
So my class tonight is every Tuesday at 6:45 p.m. in person and virtually. You can hit me up online and around the world. Let's do it.
Okay. I might pull up on you.
Can people walk up to your studio?
Yeah.
Where's the studio?
Oh, the studio is, that was good. The studio is on 14th Street, 1418 14th Street Northwest. It's a black door on the 3rd floor. Yeah.
Nice. All right, well, this has been another episode of Mental Health Monday. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Like, subscribe.
Share and comment.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for pulling up. Féla.
Absolutely, yeah. Handshake.
It was nice to meet you.
No, yeah, nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
That was so
We're
fun.
definitely gonna have more sit down talks in the future.
We're doing another one, right?
What?
Interview?
Yeah.
Okay, I think my snack.
Yeah.